So, John, it's a disappointing result, but I don't think that tells the full reflection of the game. What did you make of it tonight?
I think I know what you're alluding to, mate. But I thought first half we were good, weren't we? We created good chances, a couple of good chances. Should have scored at least one. Should have probably done better on the word. Jordan's a bit of magic, pulls it back, puts it wide. But you saw why they're the top of the league for me. Very similar, not necessarily in terms of their identity and how they play, but very similar to Kiddie, where you feel like you're in the game, you feel like you're doing okay, and then they hit you with something that they're about and how they work. Callum, the manager, me and Bern have known him a long time. He came through the youth set up as a coach. Doesn't care about what people think about his style of play. And with that, what you get is then periods during games of boringness and nothing happening. But actually, it's like a bit of a game of chess. So for the first 35 minutes, it's all us. I'm probably exaggerating, but we were the better side for 35 minutes. Then they start building a bit of pressure by playing little balls into areas of the pitch. We start committing fouls. They get throw-ins, they get corners, and they've got the best header of the ball in non-league football in Harrison Burke. Wins 3 or 4, we get preoccupied, then another top header of the ball, top beers, sneaks in and scores. They've got that many different weapons that they can use, whether it be an open play or set pieces, but it's all part of the plan. Kills you, doesn't it? Because you know you play well, you're open to quiet the supporters who play a massive part, and they score in the 46th minute. Then you come out second half, they're coming down the slope into, 800 Chester fans. Them supporters for Chester, I've said it for years and years, are the biggest asset in this league in terms of getting you over the line when things are good. They're also the biggest liability when things aren't great. So you've got to try and keep them quiet. You've got to try and get them. It probably wouldn't have happened tonight because they're top of the league, but you've got to try and get them like we did in the first half, where there's not that much noise. But in the second half, it's almost. I've said it before. It happened at Everford away at the beginning of the season. It's like they suck the ball into the net. It's that momentum. It drains you, especially when you're part time and you've played on Saturday and then the lads have worked. All that plays a part. These aren't excuses. This is how a club like Chester should execute how they play. And then, to be fair, in the second half, I thought they were outstanding. 20-25 minutes, in my opinion, they were absolutely superb. On the front foot, aggressive, wily, wise, organised, everything you want from a team that's going to win the league. And I called it at the beginning of the season, in my opinion, the way they recruited, and the way that he doesn't care what people think and how they set up, they will get results. And the run they're on, the confidence that they've had from the last few games was always going to play a part. You're trying to keep them as quiet as long as you can. We did that in abundance. Not only did we keep them quiet, we actually were creating good chances. But the second half, like they did against Scarborough, like they did against Buxton, they run away, they run all over you. I know that they've been for a pre-match this afternoon eating, they do the right things. They play the game that they're not full-time, they practically are. So that's not a dig. We want to be a football club like they are. Doing the right things, being as professional as you can be, and that all plays a part in a Tuesday night game. We was okay first half, but second half, they made us look what we are, and they look what they are, and that's a team at the top of the league.
Obviously, you alluded to it there. You said way back way that they were going to be up there for a reason. You've said that in that part statement there. You can see why that is. The way they played their game plan, it worked. It was effective. How can the players and yourselves learn from this looking forward?
It's always difficult, and I've said this to you plenty of times, especially Saturday, Tuesday. The performance and energy levels that we used on Saturday. If we had a squad that if we could do what they have done, which is they've signed, I think, 4 or 5 players over the last 2 weeks, and every one of them played a part. We've signed 2 players in the last few weeks. Gleno, because of the contractual agreement in the transfer, can't play. The signing we signed from Blackburn, who just probably started tonight, is ill. We've then got our injuries that we've already got. So our squad, and this is no slant on the young players, but our squad from an experience point of view becomes weaker. So you're hoping when it comes Saturday, Tuesday, and by the way, it's going to be relentless now. It's for the next 3 months, Saturday, Tuesday. You're hoping to freshen it up and rotate. We can't. So we've got lads who shouldn't have started tonight on the pitch. They shouldn't have done with the niggles and injuries that they're carrying. But we had to with what we've got available to us. And that's all right, because the effort that was in there, you could see in spots and moments in the first half, it was fantastic. But then the legs went. They look fresh. They look ready. They look like they wanted a big point to prove the lads that were coming on, the lads that want to be starting. You're top of the league. So when you're coming off that bench, you're desperate to play in that next game. Dan Mooney's coming on. We tried to sign him 2-3 weeks ago. We know what the quality that they've got. So from our point of view, we know in 2 or 3 weeks, Regan Riley's coming back, Judah Ebo's coming back, George Glennon's available, Harrison Wood's available to us. It looks a totally different place for us, and that's not to take away from anything that we've done recently, by the way, because we've been outstanding. But tonight we've run into a bit of a juggernaut, you know, and that happens in football. You have to hold your hands up and go, right, we've had our asses handed to us a little bit in that second half. Take our medicine and we move on. That's it.
I was going to say that's probably the main thing. The main lesson you probably take from this tonight is you're facing a tough side, good side. Learn from the mistakes, move on. Looking ahead to that next game, Kings Lynn doesn't get any easier. Team up there also. Falls ahead of that one.
Well, listen, what are we in now? 25 games, and we're averaging a point a game. We are a baby in a man's league. You know, you played Hereford, then you play Chester, then you play Kings Lynn, then you play Scarborough away on a Tuesday night. It's relentless. This is what this league is. Then you get a few home games and you think, oh, that's nice, and you play Chorley at home. It's tough, and we've got to dig in. But at the minute, you're playing, you're recovering. You're not even doing that much on the training ground. We can't. Lads, you know, they're just being patched up. We've probably got 8 players available to train with, so you're recovering. Then you're playing. That's the nature of football. It's not a moan. You know, I love it. I think this is why we do it. But lads have got to get up tomorrow morning, go to work. Same on Thursday, and then we'll train on Thursday night and assess what we've got available to us. But we know George Glennon will be back. Hopefully, young Harrison's over his illness, and the squad looks a little bit stronger again then.
Cheers, John.